This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes, and if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World and you want to have a full kitchen at your disposal, you know, everyone loves dining on Disney World property. It's wonderful, but sometimes you need to have a nice home-cooked meal, perhaps, you know, maybe a quick lunch. Breakfasts are great, and to be able to have, you know, anything, make eggs, whatever, bacon, the whole works. You can do that at your full kitchen at a typical All-Star Vacation Home. Check them out at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, January 29th, 2010, and this is episode 675 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome to the show, Len.
Matt, I've given a hoot today, and I've not polluted.
Very nice. Your 1980 sensibility about pollution is really coming through, Len. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike, the superstar Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Matt, I polluted today and didn't give a hoot.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for allears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Welcome to our little trans-dimensional joyride.
Joyride.
Folks.
Welcome to our trans... Felice Rashad.
Actually, it wasn't her. It was, what's his name? The guy who's on CSI.
No, I know. I was wistfully remembering her and the rest of the scene.
Oh.
She's so stern. It's sort of like a tough love thing. Ugh.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I went to my happy place there for a second. It's Dinosaur.
That's why Matt didn't get it.
Yeah,
I know.
Sorry,
let's talk about Felice Rashad again. Speaking of 80s hair. Go ahead.
That's right. And also joining us on today's show is Annette Owens, the Manager of Customer Relations and Group Services for MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome to the show, Annette.
Hey, and you didn't come to me because we're speaking of 80s hair, right? Just happens.
You've got that Brigitte Nielsen thing going on. I can just tell right now.
Brigitte Nielsen.
Brigitte.
All I want to know is what's his name? With the clock around his neck.
Dolph Lundgren? No, Flavor Flav.
Oh,
Flavor.
Flavor Flav.
Also joining us on today's show is AJ from the Disney Food Blog. Well, welcome back to the show, AJ.
Thank you much. We're going to get rich and skinny this year.
Rich and skinny.
Rich and skinny?
We should all be so lucky. But
that is just a beautiful New Year's resolution. I love it. Was I in the show the last time you were on? No, we weren't on together. I must have missed that show.
Well, you're here for the Rich and Skinny show.
This is totally awesome. I'm very excited.
On today's show, we're talking about actually eating healthy at Walt Disney World, which to us is basically meaning ordering the light beer.
Okay, goodbye now.
So we really didn't know much about it since we're not ones to eat healthy in the park, so we said, boy, better get some help with this one.
It's like not putting the cheese on whatever it is we're eating. Okay, what?
We just did sip and snack, and we're going to talk about eating healthy.
Well, we brought AJ on to help us with this, and eating healthy at Walt Disney World is certainly challenging because, you know, with being on vacation for many people, you know, the temptation is just, you know, eat whatever you want. And of course, Len, I think it's written in the book, and it's been researched many times by your researchers that when you're at Walt Disney World, you no matter what you eat, you never gain any weight, right? Isn't that the rule?
So it actually says in the book, the rule about never eating anything larger than your head doesn't apply during vacation.
No, it's so true.
Says it in the book. So it must be true. Because as we all know.
That's right.
Well, I know when I got the carrot cake cookie in December, they told me no calories when you're in Disney. So,
right.
you know.
And by law, they can't lie. You can't
right.
lie when you're talking about food labeling, so.
No.
So, AJ, now that we have all those terrible myths out there, talk to us about eating healthy in Walt Disney World and what your approach is for tackling that issue for those of us who, you know, aren't looking to pack on some pounds while we're on vacation.
There are things as big as your head at Disney World, and you can eat them, and it is terrifying. And no, you can't do the Cava del Tequila diet either. That's not allowed.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know you.
Now you remember why you weren't on that other show, huh?
This show's been great. I'll see you guys Sunday. Is that it?
No, I think that's one of my favorite places in the world at this point is Cava del Tequila. I love that place. But anyway, I do have to say that it's getting much easier to eat healthy at Disney World, and it has been for the past few years. You can't go there any longer and say, oh, my diet's off because there's nothing healthy to eat here. There actually is. So just wanted to start with a little bit of general advice, things that, when you're not on vacation, but you should stick it in your head when you're on vacation as well, is to just look around for fresh and unprocessed foods. That stuff actually exists there. Every park has fresh fruit and vegetables and turkey and veggie sandwiches, fruit bars. Chip and Dale have a great food line that's really healthy. They got some nuts, they got some pretzels, good stuff. So it all is definitely there. You just have to look around for it.
Yeah, and on that line, I think, if we're going to talk, let's start with, I guess, snacking, and that's kind of where you started there, AJ. With when you're snacking, one thing I like to do also, if you're looking to eat healthy and you want to avoid the temptation of, buying a very unhealthy snack is, bringing snacks is probably the easiest thing you can do, because it's very easy to pack a few granola bars, some trail mix or something like that, sunflower seeds, whatever it may be, and keep that in your bag, and it's very portable. You don't have to worry about, refrigerators or anything like that. Yep. And it can really make it easy to manage from a standpoint of, preparing for your trip.
Especially if you got picky eaters and you're not going to necessarily find something for everybody in the parks. That's a good piece of advice. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what about, so let's talk about, I think the hardest part is definitely going to be during meals because, you walk by and, you go by,
they're pumping out the bacon smell out of virtually every restaurant.
And then the chocolate chip cookie smell at the bakery. It's horrible. They're so mean.
That very teeny tiny little cinnamon bun that they have at the bakery,
Yeah.
That's right. That cinnamon bun that's not the size of your head. That's right. I don't know. I haven't found that one yet. But yeah, there are actually lots of table service and counter service options for you in Disney World. I'm going to start with table service because people are making their ADRs. They're getting ready to go for spring break. And so here are some of the table service restaurants where if you go, most of the things on the menu are actually going to be halfway decent for you. Sanaa over at Animal Kingdom Lodge Kidani Village has some beautiful dishes. It's African and Indian inspired cooking. You've got some delicious mustard seed crusted scallops. You've got a salad sampler, which is just an incredible. You get to choose from like 5 different salads. And you've got tandoori cooked chicken and shrimp with rice. Lots of good ideas, and it's very highly recommended. You've also got Teppanyaki, which is one of my favorites. It's good for picky eaters. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's hibachi style cooking. So you're gonna have grilled meats or grilled fish, lots of good vegetables. There's really no option for anything that's going to make you fat on that entire menu. So it's a great spot for healthy eating. You've got your fantastic fish dishes over at Blue Zoo and Narcoossee's and Coral Reef. I don't know how you guys feel about those spots.
Yeah, how about Blue Zoo? We haven't really talked about that on the show. What are your thoughts on Blue Zoo, AJ? Have you been there before?
I have not been to Blue Zoo yet, but I've heard such good things about Blue Zoo. A couple of blogger friends of mine have done great reviews of that place, and they say that the attention to detail is really outstanding. So it's going to be a little pricey, but it's going to be worth the money.
Yeah, it's on the swan or dolphin?
Yeah, it's like a dolphin.
I've been. I didn't love it.
No, you didn't love it?
Well, okay. The food itself was the food was above average. The service was okay. The atmosphere of the Blue Zoo, I didn't like at all. It was odd. I mean, I get the idea that you're supposed to be underwater or whatever.
Yeah.
It was the place wasn't crowded at all. In fact, I think we may have been one of 2 or 3 small groups there, and that might have, and we were in a corner. That might have helped or made it feel more strange. It was just weird. I didn't not in a good way. Like. I got it, but it didn't feel alive. It felt like being in a museum, an odd museum rather than a restaurant.
I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So you're going to Coral Reef next time.
I went to Coral Reef actually in December, and it was the exact opposite. It was completely full at lunchtime on a Friday, absolutely packed, noisy as all get out, and the fish provided an interesting dynamic, right? The movement of the fish provided an interesting dynamic, something to watch. It's like watching TV while you're eating. Everyone just stares at the fish. That was okay. It was really noisy. Other than that, it was good.
Lots of kiddos.
lots of kids and just lots of plates clanking, and it wasn't bad. The food was actually better than I anticipated it being.
I've heard that it's gotten better.
So have I, actually. That's why I went. It's one of the reasons why, and I have to say it was. I think the food was probably better at Blue Zoo, but both of them I would say were above average. And I'm not a huge fan of fish. I got like a sea bass, but it was good. It was good.
Great.
Now let me ask you this, AJ. Is there a possibility? Is there an opportunity to get nutritional information at these restaurants? Like like how many calories, how much fat, all that stuff. Does Disney provide that kind of information?
I am not absolutely certain of that. What I can say is you can contact Disney World before you go to the trip, on your trip, as you know, and ask them for nutritional information. I doubt they would turn you down. I'm sure they would go above and beyond to figure out a way to get that information for you. Do you guys know if there's any other posted information anywhere?
I've never seen anything. Has anyone seen ever any nutritional information posted about the food there?
It'd be cool,
though. No,
it would
actually,
be
Matt.
Cool.
I'm sorry. AJ, I was going to ask, there are people who are constantly on diets, and sometimes these people will say, the heck with these diets when they go on vacation, but there are always a small percentage of people who will say, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be really, really good. For instance, if you've got someone who's particularly on Weight Watchers, what would you... I mean, someone who is on Weight Watchers who goes to Disney World is going to have a definite conflict. But I was just wondering, what would you recommend to those people who want to maybe not stay completely on their Weight Watchers path, but who want to be good? What would you recommend to them?
Well, I actually prepared a little bit of an eat this, not that kind of thing
Did you
for
really?
you guys tonight. Yeah, no, I did, because I think that is exactly what a lot of people think. Is I'm going to go to Disney World. I'm not going to, be quote unquote hardcore with my diet, but I do want to make good choices.
So this
Make
is the
good
part
choices. I actually yell that to Hannah when I drop her off at school every day. Make good choices.
this is the part of the show where AJ makes us all feel very guilty for everything we've ever eaten. But please go ahead.
Go ahead.
So there are a couple of good choices you can make if there are some classic things that everybody wants to eat at Disney World, and here are some things you can eat kind of instead that are still going to be good. If you really want that Mickey bar, choose a Dole Whip instead. Dole Whip has half the fat. It has like no fat. It has half the calories. It's going to be much better for you as a choice than a Mickey bar, plain and simple.
Interesting. It's fat-free?
I found one thing that said it had 2 grams of fat and one thing that said it had 0 grams of fat.
I'll go with 0 grams of fat.
One. So one. Right. So exactly. Now, if you really want that turkey leg.
By the way, if you're close to 0, 2 is not a rounding error. How do they I can see like 0 to 1. I can see 1 to 2. 0 to 2?
I looked at 2 different calorie count sites.
That's awesome.
Then if you really want that turkey leg, that thing's 1,000 calories.
Yeah,
you really don't want the turkey leg.
And you get smoke with all the salt.
Exactly. So, head over and get a really good turkey sandwich at Starring Rolls Cafe or a good turkey sandwich at, I don't know, there's Tamu Tamu Refreshments has a turkey sandwich. There's good options. You can get some cheese on it, get some veggies. It's still going to be better for you than the turkey leg.
That has, 1,000 calories. I'm surprised it's actually that low. I thought it would be worse than that. That's got to be one of the worst things you can eat because they just drown that in the lard of many other dead animals.
Man,
let it soak there for many years. I think it's like, I can't imagine, but yeah, it's not surprising.
I think everybody's got to try it once, but if you're trying to make good choices, don't choose that. Go get a grilled chicken sandwich at Cosmic Rays or something like that instead, and then you'll get some protein and whatever. And a couple of other ones here. If you really want a margarita, get a glass of wine. It's going to have fewer calories. You're still going to get an alcohol buzz if that's what you're looking for. And things like that. If you really want steak, have pork or chicken or have some sort of a surf and turf and keep your portion size smaller. That's another thing, is to really look at your portion size. Disney gives you a lot of food, but nobody's telling you have to eat the whole thing. So consider eating just a little bit of what you really, really want, and try to make better choices that way.
That's some smart tips there. I agree with a lot of what you're saying over there in terms of making those decisions. And certainly I think, you have to take a step back, like you said, and just, when you're ordering things, it's easy to be just lost in the moment. But look at these things, say, oh, what might be the better choice for me? If you are concerned about eating healthier at Walt Disney World.
Right. And I think preparation is a big part of it too. Look at the menus before you go and see what choices you can make before you get there. Put your head in that frame of mind.
Okay. For my wife, for instance, she loves to eat healthy, but the problem with her is she's very, very picky. And so fish is totally out of the question. That's like,
Yep.
It's heresy. So eating, what do you, let me ask you this about, because one of the things that she likes to do, they changed the menu recently, with the chicken strips are now chicken nuggets, and they use a different, frying process, and the hot dogs at Casey's are now chicken beef combos. Is that going to be enough to really make it healthy, or is it still just terrible for you?
I don't know what the nutrition information is on those new hot dogs, but I don't imagine they're going to be really good for you yet. That's just my thought.
Sounds odd.
Yeah, it seems strange. I'm a big fan of chicken, but I still don't think it's going to make it, perfectly healthy for you. Again, places like Cosmic Rays have great choices, veggie burgers and veggie wraps and flatbreads and things like that. And there are just plenty of other places in the Magic Kingdom where you can get some really Tomorrowland Terrace Noodle Station. That's right near Casey's. You can go over there, and that has some foods that even I and your wife will like, because I'm a picky eater too. And you can get a noodle bowl, which is pretty much kind of like, chicken and noodles and things like that, and that's gonna taste really good. Also, if you are picky or if you're just trying to be healthy, don't be afraid to ask for substitutions or ask for changes to be made to set menu items, even at counter service. Let them know that you would rather not have, this particular sauce, or you don't want it cooked in butter or something like that. Just don't be afraid to be a bother. That's, you want the food how you want it and you're paying for it. So go ahead and let them know.
Absolutely. Disney's all about customer service.
They really are.
One dish that I really like is at Starring Rolls. It's the, they have a wrap, a veggie wrap with hummus in it. It's really, really good. And that one, I imagine it's got to be healthy. It's all vegetables and
hummus.
Wow, food.
Hummus.
It's really tasty, and I really like it.
I like the stuff at Tangerine Cafe in Morocco. Without maybe the cucumber sauce, because it's relatively small portions. And it's got a little bit of meat, a little bit of a starch or a carb, and then that's really it, right? A nice drink and you're fine.
One last question for you, AJ. We're getting how about the 5 most unhealthy things to eat? And I'm sure the turkey leg has to be on there.
Well, let's see. Let's pull some of these out. I think definitely the turkey leg is on there.
The thing at
the No Way Jose.
Well, yeah. Well,
oh my God.
Oh, that's a lovely, lovely piece of sundae, isn't it?
Oh, I had one when I was there for the marathon, and I came back and I lost 2 pounds on that trip.
So you needed that sundae.
I needed it right in that. I know you would see it my way.
It was important.
There's peanut butter and milk in that. That's got to be good for you.
But the kitchen sink's probably going to trump that.
Perhaps.
One of my favorite things is over at Starring Rolls. It's that Butterfinger cupcake. I don't know if you guys saw it on my blog, but that thing is massive.
I had one at Disney.
No, what is it? I've never even heard of it.
Heavy. It's heavy as oh my God.
It's basically a chocolate cupcake with chocolate ganache inside, and then a mountain of buttercream frosting covered with Butterfinger.
So we have to try that.
And how big is the cupcake?
It's about as big as your fist, probably.
Not big enough, it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it's the size of a small child, after birth. I mean, it's
really.
Oh, it's huge.
Yum.
Oh my God, it's heavy too. It's heavy.
And would you say that would?
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
It sounded really good. It sounded really good.
I was going to say, would you say that a cup of coffee would be just perfect with it? Yes.
Absolutely. Just have anything with it. It is.
Sounds like milk.
All right. What else?
How about the in Liberty Square at?
Let the woman speak. Go ahead.
Let her tell us.
Oh no! Please offer. Because I'm just going to say cheese fries and be done with it, because I love it.
Cheese fries.
What the fried dough at American Adventure?
Oh God, that's just Hannah loves that. I've got
Isn't that good? Yum.
the funnel cake. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even watch people eat that. Ugh.
I'm gonna eat that at the Tent Fest and make you watch.
Oh no.
I mean, it's greasy. It's all carbs.
And sugar.
And sugar. I have pictures of Hannah looking at it like I couldn't even take the picture. I had to look away and hope that the camera was focused. Ugh, I can't.
Because it's all in your fingers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, it's lovely. I love things like that.
Any
I do have
Why?
I do have one question though. If Len buys a healthy meal, does that make it taste better?
I'm pretty sure. It makes it taste like a margarita.
So
Wow.
Awesome.
AJ might have to do some research on that, right? Are you coming down for Tent Fest?
Oh, I would love to come down for Tent Fest. I have to okay it with my my husband. We shall see.
Okay.
Oh, we're telling you it's okay.
Yeah, we said it's okay.
I'll let him
Get him
know.
on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Get him on the phone.
We've been known to pressure people into going places.
And it's worked.
I might have to trade a Tent Fest for a sip and snack. We'll see.
All right.
Oh,
Be careful
wow.
what you wish for.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's no such thing as a healthy sip and snack.
I've heard. I've definitely heard.
AJ, thank you very much for helping us out.
Yeah, really.
And, of course, you can visit AJ's blog at DisneyFoodBlog.com, where she has all information on everything new at Walt Disney World about food. And trust me, if this episode was supposed to make us feel better about eating healthier, but I think it's had the opposite effect. Now we're all going to just pick those 5 things and go with them.
That
We're all going
Butterfinger
for that
thing.
Butterfinger cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh, for real, you guys, it's amazing.
Thank you, AJ. Appreciate it.
Sure.
I think this is what they call a mixed message. But thanks. It was good.
Don't forget this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And, after a long day of eating at Walt Disney World, why not go back to your All-Star Vacation Home and be able to lounge around on your huge, comfy couch, watch some TV, and, yes, bring some snacks. I know that Mr. Newell is a very big fan of those Tostito chips that have that lime tint thing. Oh, they're so good.
And they're healthy.
And they're healthy. That's right, because lime makes everything better. Totally negates it. So check it out. All-Star Vacation Homes, that is, not Tostitos, at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
JustJesus.com.
If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. Don't forget, this Sunday is our live show, Sunday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, wdwtoday.com for all the details on that. For Len Test, Mike Newell, the fabulous Ed Owens, and, of course, AJ, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.